and welcome to another episode of Life Lessons in Bon Jovi songs. And we're at the outtakes. So, outtakes are songs that never ended up on an album. And there's different different levels of outtakes. So, you have outtakes that ultimately ended up on the box set in 2004. So, that's a box set with 4 audio CDs. And yeah, it has all the songs from 1984 to 2004 that were never released in a different way. Um, but there's also songs that didn't end up there and never even got properly recorded, and some of them I never heard of them until recently. So I created a rolling list of Bon Jovi outtakes or rare Bon Jovi songs or something, and I'll give you the link below. And everything I find, I add onto the list, and so that's actually like a really long list with all the rare songs that I could find that are not covers, and yeah, that didn't end up on the regular studio albums. So we're in the very deep, like the deepest trenches of the outtakes of the third album, Slippery When Wet. So we've already gone through the layers of outtakes that are pretty well known and pretty well recorded and in good shape, and we're now we're definitely like, you know, searching like the bottom of the barrel. And it's I'm recording this late 2025. I'm at a rhythm where I record one video every 2 weeks for this channel. I also have other channels, but yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, when this year finishes, like, late December, I'm also going to have like a 2 week break in the end of December. Like, we're probably going to finish the year, you know, in that lowest tier, looking for the Bon Jovi gems, and we're going to still be doing that when we start up again in 2026. So I was really like, it's a strange way to finish the year and start it up again. But this is where we are. Here we are in the rarest of outtakes. So we are at a song called "The Promise," and it's an acoustic song, and it's about a young couple, or it's the protagonist, a guy, John Bon Jovi, is remembering his time with uh, yeah, a girl, so that he was in a young couple and they were making love at the beach, and their love was really meaningful, and they made a promise to each other, and he still feels that today. But at the end of the story, it says something like that it has ended, or that those days have ended, or that the summer days have ended, and that it's now up to a new generation. So I'm like, the whole vibe of the song is very past tense in my experience. I'm like, technically you could still be with this woman that you're singing about, but I don't think so. So I have no idea. Like, is this a song about Dorothea, with whom he was reconciliating in 1986 when he was making this album, or on the verge of? I'm not really sure exactly when that happened, when they made it up and became a couple again. Or is this still about Diane Lane, with who he had a 5-month affair in 1985? So the schoolbook version of John Bon Jovi's Love Life is that he's with his high school sweetheart, and that it's like one linear line. But it was not one linear line. There was definitely a breakup in the earliest years of their career, and or their career, his career, in the earliest years of the band's career and John Bon Jovi's career, there was definitely a breakup, and they spent at least 1 year apart. And in that year, he had something going on with the actress Diane Lane. So I'm gonna go with that. This song is about Diane Lane because there are also songs about Dorothea, in particular about the time when he wanted to get back with her, but she was already involved with someone else. So that was kind of like a spicy situation, giving lots of food for Bon Jovi songs. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with The Promise not being about Dorothea, but being about Diane Lane. In particular, because You Give Love a Bad Name, which was also for this album, is actually attributed to, the kind of like the story that he had with Diane Lane. So I'm gonna go with the story being about Diane Lane, the only woman where we know that he had a relationship with, aside from Dorothy, whom he married. So she's a very important figure in, the history of John Bon Jovi, but also the history of Bon Jovi. Because if it was true that he wrote "You Give Love a Bad Name" about her, then she gave him, his big success, his big break, his, the world hit that he was looking for. So I wrote about their relationship, I don't know, like in 2023 or something. And I will give you the link below about I call it a meta. So you look at it from like a, from above, like, okay, what happened there? A meta. So the meta by John Bon Jovi and Diane Lane, I will put in the link below. So if The Promise is also about her, yeah, then what is the life lesson here? If he wrote "You Give Love a Bad Name" as well as this very melancholic song commemorating the really, like, the preciousness of their love and the innocence of their love, if those songs were supposed to go on the same album, well, then I think the life lesson is that love can be complicated. We can hold contrary emotions about a situation or about a person at the same time. Not contrary, conflicting, like they're opposite to each other. So we can both be very angry, "You Give Love a Bad Name," and at the same time we can cherish little memories that are so pure and so innocent and so full of hope and full of love that we cannot even imagine that, someone would think that about the same person, about the same situationship. And but I think we can, and I think that's why life is complicated, but especially love is complicated. We can be very angry for someone blowing the relationship up, or as it is said about Diane Lane, behaving in such an impossible way that the other party doesn't feel that they have a choice and just have to end it. That is just disrespectful what has happened. And at the same time, yeah, we do still acknowledge that there once were feelings, and maybe there still are. So I think the idea that The Promise is about Diane Lane, I mean, I don't know, right? I mean, you could read the song, you could read the lyrics. I will give you a link to the lyrics as well. You could read the lyrics and say, no, they're still together. He's singing about someone and they're still together. Or you could read the lyrics and you would probably say, like, I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I'm not like the Bon Jovi's Sherlock Holmes. So I don't know. I just choosing with my heart. So maybe you think it's about Dorothea. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going with that it's about Diane Lane, and that means that we have these two very different songs. The very extroverted "You Give Love a Bad Name" that conquered the world and that would like change the course of the history of Bon Jovi forever. And we have this song, "The Promise," that no one knows, not even AI. Like when I Googled it, and the first answer nowadays is an AI answer, and it says Bon Jovi doesn't have a song called "The Promise." Wow. Okay. Um, so that's how not well known it is. It is virtually doesn't exist, except it does. So I think that contrast is just so beautiful. One thing is hidden and it's secretive and it's unknown, yet it's incredibly positive and hopeful and full of love. And the other side of the coin is very extroverted. It's world famous. It's what lifted all their lives, like from all the band members to astronomical levels of success. And but it's very aggressive and it's very antagonistic. The woman they are singing about, it's very much like they demonize her in a way. So I think that's the life lesson, that contrast can exist. And maybe you could even say there are two sides of the same coin, so that one cannot exist without the other. Or that if there is balance in your life, then very extroverted emotions will be counterbalanced with very deeply personal and secretive and positive and hopeful emotions about that same situation. So that's the life lesson. Like there's always another side of the coin. Otherwise it wouldn't be a coin. Okay, so that was it. I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks in one of the final videos, maybe even the final video. I'm not sure for this year. And it will be another one from the secret depths of this album, Slippery When Wet. And I think this song is called "Lonely Is the Night." I think, I don't know, but it's in the description box, so you can find there what the title is of the song that we're going to do the next time. Okay, see you there. Bye.